don't know how many of you have noticed, but I usually record my videos at night or when it's really dark out. I'm gonna start doing some shit a little earlier, starting with this video, I guess. It's a little after 4 o'clock, I think. I don't know. And I wonder if any of you had the assumption that I might be a vampire. Well, I'm gonna debunk any rumors today. So, let's get started. Well, I'm not dead. I was just fucking with you anyways, so I would never stab myself intentionally. I just drew blood. Hey everybody, Goosebumps for Dummies here, and today we are going to be doing a very weird video, ranking every season of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. What the fuck? This is a TV show that, you should have watched before you go in this video, because I'm going to be spoiling basically all the main things in the show. And I know some of my older audience will probably enjoy this video, so some of my younger audience might not. So this is more so for people who have actually obviously seen the show or have grown up on it. I did not grow up on it. I just have seen the show very recently. I started it last year in like September, and I finished it last month in February. I believe it was on the 20th. And yeah, what a fucking doozy it has been watching it. I think it is a fantastic show. I'm going to preface this whole thing by saying I really do like the show. I think it's fantastic. Probably one of my favorite shows ever. I do have my opinions on every season. They're probably native from yours if you have seen the show. Well, this is not really kids horror. This is YA. More so, it's more like a YA teen supernatural drama. I enjoyed it, and I really do want to get something out of sitting down for under 50 hours and watching this very long show. So, yeah, and I'm not even going to talk about Angel. I did not watch it because I didn't have interest in it. Anyways, let's just dive in. This is a ranking of the seasons, not the episodes, or else we'd be here for hours. So let's just dive in with my least favorite season of the 7, because there are 7 seasons. Season 6. Season 6 is mostly centered on Willow, and it really crescendos in the final few episodes where she is basically revealed to be the villain of the season, because every season has a villain. That season also had other central villains, most notably Warren, who didn't really amount to much outside of offing one character, which I did find a super strong beat of the show, and I did find Willow's arc to be one of the best I have seen in that season. It is very sad and very complex and interesting, and I found it very riveting and helped really keep the season afloat from being mid. I just think season 6 is okay. There's not a single bad season of the show, I would argue. Even the final season, which I know gets a lot of shit, is not that bad. It's just not the best, you know? And yeah, season 6, it didn't do a lot for me. I feel like it was very underwhelming, probably because it was coming after 5, which was a huge season, and you'll see where that ranks in a little bit. I enjoyed it, I just didn't love it compared to the other seasons. And I can basically say the same thing about season 4. This is probably one of the more useless seasons, arguably. The villain of this one is not very interesting. It's Adam, I believe. There's not a lot to him. I think he was very underdeveloped. And whilst there is a nice bit of plot you get that is mostly set up for later things, like Spike getting a chip in his head, which is very important to his character in the final 3 seasons. And then you have the first Slayer getting revealed in the final episode of that season. Outside of that, most of the stuff that was new, like the Initiative and specifically Riley, did not amount to anything really at all. Yeah, pretty sad. I enjoyed that season as well, a bit more than 6, but I didn't quite love it. I just found it to be the filler season of the show with, while some fun episodes, some of the best I've seen, specifically episode 10, which was called Hush. No, that's notoriously good. And I did really like, this is probably my favorite aspect of the season, Willow coming out as gay. It's just like, everything else was just not very interesting, and it's probably, again, the most filler season of the show. Season 7. Not very surprising that this is lower on the list, in the bottom half, but Season 7, I think gets too much shit, though I believe there are some things about it I believe I've heard about behind the scenes that kind of ruin the watch for people. But I don't really care much. I haven't really looked into it. I'm just looking at it as a piece of media about any lore or anything. I think it's just okay as well, if not pretty good. I wasn't blown away until the very end. I feel there were some cool moments, and I think some of the best of the show. I do think it was a bit too crowded, though, and very bloated in plot. This one is super focused and is trying to wrap up the show super hard, but I think it leans into that too much. Whereas Season 5, which I already said twice, is going to be way higher on the list, you'll see it later, was a very plot-focused season. I believe they thought it was going to be the final season at the time when that was being made. But it wasn't as bloatedly super focused as Season 7 was. Season 7 also had too many characters. It was way too crowded, like I said. I think Faith was fine coming back, but I enjoyed her to an extent, but I think she should have been introduced a lot earlier in that season. But nonetheless, it's a fun season, and I think there's a great ending, and the finale episode is really freaking solid, and I like a lot of moments there, but it didn't do it for me entirely, you know? I feel like Season 5 was a better finale season. Now in 4th place, we have Season 1, which I know, hot take. Season 1 is notoriously one of the lesser seasons. That's usually bottom 2. But Season 1, I feel, is pretty unsung. I think it is a fun, very short, and enjoyable season, which I think it is to its benefit, but it is very short. And whilst it didn't have the highest budget, and obviously wasn't designed to be a huge 7-season, very, very, very long show, it is still a very enjoyable and fun season that isn't as plot-focused as the others, but has a nice finale episode, which does play into the seasons, even all the way to the end, with Buffy dying for the first time. First, sadly. Very important, that finale. So I feel like it also gives it that weight. And again, a very fun season. It feels like a nice introductory season to the characters as well, and it's nice seeing where they go from there. And just a really solid, fun pilot. Not a lot to be said. I don't think it's very bad at all. I think it's just very good. Now entering the top 3. Season 2. Season 2 is one of the more fan-loved seasons. In fact, I believe the following is also like the favorite season amongst fans. But 2, I really enjoyed it. I liked how they went with Angel's character, and I liked his clothes. I think that was really nice, what they did with him there, as dark as it was. And it did kind of lead into the spinoff. I enjoyed that season a lot. I really liked Angel once again, and I think there were a lot of tense, crazy moments in that season, and it really set up a lot of stuff for Season 3 as well. And those other 2 are Seasons 3 and 5. Which one is the weaker of the 2? I'm going to argue 3. Yeah, Season 3. This season is a very, very loved season, mostly for the introduction of Faith and the villain, which was the mayor, which even gets joked about multiple times and actually is recurred a lot in the plot somehow through flashbacks and just mentioned, and of course Faith, because she does not die. In fact, she survives the whole show, barely. Yeah, so I really liked Faith's character. I thought she was a nice introduction, and it brought forth more of that Season 1 emphasis, because Season 1 Buffy died, which made a new Slayer for Season 2, who died, and then when Kendra died, or Kenya, that turned into Faith. Faith was a new Slayer. Pretty freaking cool. I really liked that. And yeah, Faith's character was very fun. I loved the mayor. I think they were really cool. And I love all the arcs that season. I liked the start, too, with Buffy having run away at the start of the end of the prior season, kind of working her way back into her life at Sunnydale. Very nice. And yeah, the finale is just one of the best, too. I know this whole show is very dated and kind of cheesy, but I still had a lot of fun, even with the snake monster that was the mayor. Didn't look amazing, though I have seen worse from the show when it comes to CGI, even in the later seasons. So yeah, very nice, very fun season with a super cool plot. And now the season that I love the most. This one really impressed me, and you already know what it is. It's Season 5, the initial finale season, as I think it is. I didn't do a lot of research, and I'm not that deep, but it really seems like they were trying to close the show, because at the end of Season 5, Buffy dies, and she does not get revived like at the end of Season 1. She just straight up dies. And I think that was, if I had to bet, probably bait, so they would get picked up again and force them to revive her somehow. Which obviously happened. We got 2 more seasons after that. But no, it was a fantastic season. I loved the villain. I think she and her dynamic with the body she was inhabiting, Glory and Ben, loved it. I thought it was super fun, and her personality was very nice. Really nice flair to the show. I thought the inclusion of Dawn was very interesting. It added a lot of interesting depth to the show, as well as kind of feeling final with Dawn being around the same age as Buffy was in the first season, and now Buffy has to cater and take care of, by the end of Season 5, Dawn, because Joyce dies, which is Buffy's mother. That is a huge episode for the show, one of the best. And in fact, the season has one of my favorite episodes, if not my favorite episode. Not the body, Spiral. I think that episode is super underrated, and it's literally everything I want out of the show. Very fun action with the RV fight. One of my favorite scenes in the whole show, for as dumb as it is. It's so good, and every character's there, including my favorite Spike. I love that dude. James Marsters super hot. And then you have intense drama and a lovely dark cliffhanger ending. Really good shit. One of the best episodes of the show. In fact, it is probably my favorite, and the whole season is just fantastic and super fun, beginning to end. Very much my favorite season, even still, after seeing the other peak seasons and the whole show. Yeah, season 5 is easily my favorite season of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And yeah, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. What a show, man. It is a very, very long show, and there's no way I can do justice by talking about it for, 12 minutes? There's not a lot of time, because each episode is almost an hour if you include ads, so it's a lot of time you're putting into this shit. No, it's a very, very, very long show, and there's so much I didn't even talk about. You probably, if you've never even seen the show, you don't know who the fuck Xander is, or Tara, or any of these characters, or Giles. I love them all in their own ways. I think they're all really interesting characters of a lot of nice depth, and have very interesting arcs per season, but there's not enough justice I can do. Seriously, go check out the show. If you already talked about it, or if you've already seen it, tell me what you feel about this ranking. What do you feel about the seasons? What's your favorite episodes, maybe? And hype me up for the books, too, because I have never read the books yet. I plan to at some point. Hopefully they're good. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.